fucking recorded. I'll just rip their audio.
Hello and welcome to What Goes Bump the Night. My name is Riley Clark, and alongside me is
Trevor Jensen.
And
what's up, motherfuckers?
What your name is, bitch?
I'm Tim.
Tim, I'm Josh.
And we are J&T Unsolved.
Yes, and thank you guys for joining us on this episode. And I think we have a lot of fun things to talk about today, some spooky things. I know you guys just got done doing a paranormal investigation of your own pretty recently.
2 weeks ago?
What?
It wasn't last week.
Okay, it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was two. It wasn't as climactic as I wanted it to be, but there was still some interesting stuff. Just nothing that we got that's like hard evidence. That's the only thing that sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of like devices do you guys use on your investigations?
So we've got two. What is it? EMF readers. We got two EMF readers, two voice recorders, camera, and
that FM/AM scanner, frequency scanner thing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, the spirit box.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yep, that's pretty much what we like to use as well.
Throw in a REM pod and a couple other
one
things.
of our buddies has a REM pod.
We did bring a REM pod, but I don't know, it was really finicky.
Yeah, wasn't that great? The wiring.
I'm gonna have to resolder everything.
Oh no.
So let me ask you this: how do you guys feel about like intelligent responses through like an EMF detector? Do you think that's like good evidence, or do you consider it kind of just potentially something?
Oh no, we haven't had one of those yet.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, not with an EMF.
Out here.
Oh, you talking about like if you asked them to approach the device and then you had a spike?
Yeah. So like,
yeah, something like that.
Say we're telling them to light it up for yes and no. Like light it up for yes, don't light it up for no, and like we get.
Is that on your REM pod?
No, that's his fucking.
It's just
EMF.
Just the EMF reader.
Yeah, I actually have all this stuff like this thing.
Oh, okay.
Is that something y'all have experienced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, quite a bit.
We've documented it tons of times.
All right, that's pretty intelligent.
I mean, if you've said a question and you said light it up for yes, no, and you got answers, and then you sat quietly forever and nothing happened, I'd say it's evidence enough.
Right.
I mean,
that's what usually happens. It's pretty hot for like 2-3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it just goes away.
Yeah, I mean,
cool. I wish we could get that.
I wish we could get that. Maybe
like, where do you guys go investigate mostly? Like, is it indoors, outdoors, like what?
So we've done
3. What did we do 3?
We did the coffee shop.
Oh, that's right. And we went to the graveyards.
Yeah,
I wasn't shit in those.
Well, I guess that would be 2 separate investigations. It was 2 separate graveyards.
And then we did
the
a
museum and graveyard.
Museum and graveyard,
yeah.
Coffee shop was pretty cool. Coffee shop was pretty cool for a lot of the after the fact stuff, except for one incident. I went into the bathroom and the water was running. Like somebody washed their hands. And I asked who went to the bathroom, and the guy said that he had went to the bathroom. I said, well, did you wash your hands? And he said, no. I told him that was nasty. But then I was like, well, the water was running, so I felt like maybe you washed your hands and forgot to turn off. He said, no, I didn't wash his hands. I was like, well, that's fucking weird.
That's weird.
The water was running. That's when the owner told us that he had heard singing in that bathroom from like a girl. Which made it even cooler because then whenever Tim was listening to the audio, he found a little girl's voice in the audio.
Huh.
Yeah.
So that was neat. For the museum, nothing intelligent. One thing intelligent, I'll lie to you, and this is on camera actually. We did that thing where you run the spirit box and you have someone with really loud speakers in their ears.
Yep.
So my wife was wearing them. I hope to God you was recording when that happened.
Oh, I recorded all of it.
Okay.
It's all right there.
We was speaking to the coordinator of the museum, and she was talking about that day specifically. A lot of people had been visiting because it was like their open house reopening from after all the COVID bullshit.
Yeah.
And she was saying there was a lot of people visiting. Maybe the spirits were mad or angry. And then it wasn't even a second later. My wife says, because we said to say the word you hear, she said not happy. And that was the only one that was actually intelligent and relevant to the conversation on point.
Yeah.
I didn't say it out loud because I wasn't 100% sure that I was hearing the word, but I kept hearing the word snake. But I also heard the word slave, and I was thinking maybe I was hearing slave again. But the more I thought about it, I was hearing the word snake. I said slave out loud, and there's been slaves there, but you could just say, that's just me making bullshit up.
Yeah.
I try to be what's the word? A skeptic and a believer in the same way. You know, I try to like
That's
actually.
how we are too. We try to base everything on our experience rather than trying to prove it like scientifically or whatever, because some stuff like you just can't prove scientifically.
Yeah, it's true.
Like
I
I don't know if you've ever had like a spirit like emulate other feelings onto you, but I've had it happen a couple times and it's a very different experience. There isn't really like any way to explain it other than you really don't feel like yourself.
I can't say I felt that before.
I haven't.
When I was hearing the word snake, I'm almost positive I heard it at least 2 times in the building. And that's before we ever went to the graveyard. And we was walking out there, we found a grave that said snake, beloved servant, and some other words. I don't remember what it said, but he was a beloved servant, which would mean he was a slave at the time. But it doesn't say when he was born and died.
Huh.
It's a very old
Interesting.
Yeah,
headstone.
it's a really, really old.
I think the oldest grave that was out there is unmarked and it's from 1844.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure we had our EV, or I don't remember if we had our recorders running.
Oh, I had the recorders going.
No, when we was outside walking, but I heard another name and I was telling you I wanted to find it, and we found that grave. It was Stephen.
Yeah, we did 2 like that.
Yeah, I think it was Stephen. So that one was pretty
Stephen
cool too.
and Young.
I don't remember Young.
Yeah.
Other than that, we didn't end up finding anything like on audio to
Right.
be able to play back,
It's dry
which
as
sucked.
fuck.
But it wasn't like it was like a place with like dark history. It was a church before all this. So if anything, you would only have good energy inside the building as long as nothing crazy ever happened during an abandonment point or whatever.
Yeah, like
You know.
no satanic rituals or anything.
Yeah,
like
none of
that.
that. You could have people there that probably like cleaned the place and caretakers and stuff that would be attached, but nothing that's supposed to be
Maybe the
malicious.
slaves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would make
See,
sense. I'd love to
The
go back.
only place I think that we've been to that could have had satanic rituals done is probably Mouth.
Yeah, I would think something close to that because there's been a lot of activity that we've caught there that was really weird.
Yeah, very weird stuff happening at that cemetery.
So
Tim
like,
did a-
even,
Tim did a damn old Ouija board when he was a kid.
Yeah.
Like a fucking
Me
yeah,
too.
kid.
so did Riley.
Yeah.
Y'all
Me
are
too. Tons
crazy.
of times. Me and my
God, y'all are
sister.
stupid. With I would never.
See, and I'm on that train where it's like I'd do it today because I never have, but I'm also a lot more bold than most people.
You until you fuck something up.
Yeah, and then
Until
it's
you
like,
don't
oh
play
shit.
it right.
I mean, that we've
Which
had.
I don't think I was when I was a kid,
Like,
but I
we've-
know it was moving by itself. That's 100% sure.
Like we've definitely had some weird shit happen too after our investigations. Like the one that me and Riley went to was the old Lincoln County Jail in Ohio, and that was like our first like major investigation, and that was pretty wild because we ended up catching a disembodied voice that was like confirming a question that we were asking. Like I guess there was an inmate there that he had a horse that was named Lady, and like we were up there by ourselves, and I forgot the exact question, but it was something like, didn't you have a horse named Lady? And like you can hear a voice right next to the recorder go, yeah. And it was
That
like,
is
okay.
the coolest voice to come
Yeah.
through. Like that specific would be the coolest word. Like that beats yeah or fuck
Yeah,
yeah
it was-
in any
Oh
way.
yeah.
It was really.
It was clean too.
You could almost like see how old the man was with how clear the voice
Yeah, it had
was
like
and
a real
everything.
like gravelly
I remember
voice.
we were just sitting. All of us were. So it was me, him, and his fiance were sitting in my living room. All had ear pods in, listening to these recordings. And I'm the one who had that recording. And I go, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, everybody was like all goosebumped up, and we're like, okay,
like,
I
listen
didn't
to
fucking
this,
say
guys.
that. Like it was weird.
It was like the first thing we'd ever caught, really.
Yeah, and then that same investigation, we caught a jail cell door moving on its own,
Yeah.
and we were the only ones on the floor at that time. And
We're
you
the
hear,
only ones that heard it. Too.
yeah, and you hear like the, and then like we were like, what the fuck was that? So we go and check back in the hallway where all the cells were, and one of the doors that was like it was started against the wall, so they were all open, was off of the wall a little bit, like just enough to where you'd have to walk around it. And I was like, it wasn't like that before.
And then we're like, okay, let's go see like how easy these doors are to move, because they hadn't moved in like 200 years.
rusted as fuck. Like
you couldn't
giant cast
even
iron.
move them. Yeah, they were like 300 pounds. Like you couldn't move them.
Yeah, so that was really crazy. But then once we got back from that investigation, I was watching my daughter's like her nanny cam in her room when she was trying to go to bed one night. and she has a little like rocking chair that's her size, and that bitch started to rock on its own, and we didn't have the air going, no heat, the windows were all shut, and I was like, oh fuck, like did I just get followed home by a ghost?
You also had a weird dream on the drive back.
Oh
too.
yeah, and then there was a cell that I had walked up to, and like I'm pretty skeptic about everything too, but I felt like this like charge of electricity when I was standing in front of it, like I'd stuck my hand in a socket, and then like walked in the cell. It was dark, nothing, you know, I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything. But then on the ride home, I had the most vivid dream I've ever had in my life. Like I was back at the cell, and I got rushed by something, and when I woke up, it was like I'd just been tackled, but I woke up and remembered everything, and I was like, that is the weirdest dream I've ever had.
I've never been followed. You mentioned nanny cams. I can only say don't fucking watch them. Just don't.
Yeah, just
Because
don't do it. If
we
you don't
have
want to get
one,
fucking
and that's the
screwed.
first time I ever saw anything in my house was watching one because I was tired of my kid's blanket getting pulled off of her at night. I was thinking she was kicking it.
Right.
And because I watched it is when I found out it was being pulled. And I pulled her out of that room that night, scared to fucking death.
Oh, I bet.
But the longer this has been going on, the more people we spoke to. Like, what was it, 4 weeks ago? Maybe we spoke to a bunch of ladies who are into witchcraft and stuff.
I listened to a little bit of that episode.
Explaining to them how I used to be scratched in my old house. I'm not scratched in my new house. A lady died in the house. She was old.
Yeah.
We're going to go and add to my house on this episode because of the 3 specific things that have happened in this month. That's fucking too coincidental to just call it coincidental. It's fucking crazy.
That's fine. I'm going to cut this up into multiple episodes.
That's
It's
fine.
going to be long.
They believe that the spirit is protective of children. And since I might have a negative attachment to myself, maybe that spirit is there to protect or staying around to protect my kid, which is cool. I don't mind that.
Right.
So they told us that about 4 weeks ago. Maybe 3 weeks before that episode, my mom came to my house, and she pisses me off a lot. She really does. She thinks she knows a lot of shit about spirits. Nobody knows enough about spirits. We don't. All we're doing is just we're really playing with fire anytime we do an investigation or live in a haunted house or whatever. So my mom goes in that room and she's like, I'm going to deal with this. And she goes in the room and she tells them to leave. And I'm like, the whole time, I'm like, don't fucking do it. Just don't say anything to them. Just don't do it. It's been quiet for like 6 weeks. It's been really cool.
Yeah,
and she goes in and she does it and it pisses me off. We still have no activity for a while. I'm like, cool. Maybe they've been gone. Maybe she wasn't talking to anybody.
Right.
2 weeks ago, my mom and dad come by. They call and they're like, hey, we haven't seen our granddaughter in a while. We're dropping by. I'm like, cool, come over. So they come over and we had finished cooking in the kitchen. We'd closed all the cabinets. We've had cabinet doors slammed before. And my dad is a huge skeptic, so much so that he basically doesn't believe in heaven and hell. There's no spirits. You die, that's it. You turn into a tree. That's all he believes in. And
is this what Nicole just put on Facebook?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so my mom, dad, and we're all sitting in the living room. The kitchen's lights are off. We've closed all the cabinets. All the shit's been put away, and we heard a cabinet door slam really loud. And my dad dead ass said, I will burn this fucker to the ground. And I was like, so you believe in this shit now, don't you? And he wouldn't answer the question. A few days after that, me and Nicole were talking about the house. The house was flipped. So it was built in the 60s. It was dated as hell. Yellow lights, like really dark on the inside and stuff like that. So like when it was flipped, it's updated, modern. Everything's white. The lights are brighter. The electricity's better. All that bullshit. We got extra rooms. And we was just talking about we wish that we could finally find someone who lived in the home or could just tell us and show us what the house used to look like. 2 days later, we get a knock on the door at night. It's like 8:45 and then at night. Nobody fucking knocks on doors at night.
Yeah, hell no.
No one knocks on doors anymore at all.
Yeah, and I look at the camera because Nicole's like, somebody's at the door. I'm like, who the fuck would be visiting us at night? And I look out there and this is this dude, and it looks like he's a fucking bounty hunter. And I'm like, what the fuck illegal did I do to catch a warrant right now?
Right.
And so I open the door, and the dude's like, is Mr. August or Miss Janie here? And I'm like, they passed away back in 2008, 2016. And he was like, man, I was hoping they were still around, or at least the kids were. I wanted to visit. And I was like, who are you? And he told me who he was and stuff. And he was telling us about Mr. August and Miss Janie and everything. And so I invited him in, and I asked him if he could just tell us what the house looked like. And it was crazy because we just wanted someone 2 days before that to show up and be like, I wish we could find someone who knew what the house looked like. And then 2 days later, this dude just pops up out of nowhere.
Well, yeah,
That's
that
not
is-
coincidence.
that's
Like
not-
that's
Super fucking weird.
that's fucking
That's
crazy.
spiritual
Yes.
influence.
He was
That's
telling
bad.
us that when Miss Janie died, he knew that Miss Janie was dead, but he didn't know that August had passed, or if he did, when he would have passed. And he was saying that when Miss Janie died, he remembered that the night she passed away in the bedroom, he never slept in that bedroom again, and he ended up sleeping in the bedroom on the west side of the house, on the front. And that's the same bedroom where we had pictures we found under the house. That's a whole fucking other story, unless you've listened to another podcast. We put those in the front bedroom, and we've been thinking that maybe the spirits attached to the photos
Right.
had something to do with the night that door opened twice.
Huh.
And turns out he used to sleep in that bedroom for 8 years.
Damn.
Yeah, so maybe he opened the door, or the people who attached the photos. We don't know, but it was cool, that he popped up out of nowhere. He was a really nice dude, a little crazy, but he was really cool, and he gave us a lot of
anybody
info
that-
about the house.
Yeah, anybody that pops up at 8:45 at night is probably a little bit on the old
Yeah.
crazier side.
Yeah, he was telling us a bunch of stuff. Like the whole layout of the house was different. Bedrooms that didn't exist, bedrooms that now exist didn't exist at the time. The one weirdest thing I meant to tell Tim, the absolute weirdest thing about the house, you was saying, you would just asked 10, 15 minutes ago if anyone's ever felt a different mood or something, but from a spirit. I can't say this is more mood, but he was saying that there's a bedroom that's right next to the kitchen, and he was like, man, that's crazy, that bedroom's back. And I was like, what do you mean it's back? He's like, well, Mr. August tore that bedroom down because his daughter moved out and he wanted to open the house up, and he said it's really funny that they put that bedroom back. And I'm like,
Huh.
that's fucking weird. And he's like, when you look at this house, can you believe a carpenter built this house? And I was like, well, I would hope so. And he was like, well, Mr. August was a carpenter. And so Mr. August was a carpenter, and he lived in the house from the 70s until 2016. The next people were flippers, so they were obviously carpenters. The next people who lived in the house were home builders, obviously carpenters. I'm not a fucking carpenter. I'm a mechanic.
Right.
I move into the house, and me and my wife now build and flip furniture, so we are now carpenters. And I don't know why. We just one day I was like, hey, you want to start flipping furniture? It sounds like a fun thing to do, and we just did.
Yeah.
And now we're fucking carpenters. So like the house is fucking influencing me to be a carpenter, and it's the craziest thing because I never knew this. I never put the puzzle together until he said that, and I was like, you got 4 generations now of carpenters who lived in one house, and there's no telling why.
That's fucking wild.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's super cool shit though, but it's nothing but good energy in the house. Like I've never had.
That's good.
I used to feel scared in my old house. I used to feel scared in my childhood home. I'll never go back to my childhood home, but this one, it just feels like home, and with some extra people.
right.
Really.
Yeah,
That's
I have
about
a
it.
house that I'll never go back to as well. It's the one that me and my sister played with the Ouija board at.
I can imagine. There's one that
Fucking crazy.
Won't go back there.
there's a few
Won't
of them
do it.
that I've ever been in that I won't go back. One I've seen the dark spirit that's big as a door. I'll never go back to that house because
I just listened to that episode today. Actually, that was a crazy story.
Yeah, I've always wanted to investigate that house. I actually know who owns that house now, but she rents it out. And I asked her when she lived there if she ever experienced anything, and she said no. We even asked the people before that lived with us, that lived in our house before us, if they ever experienced anything, and they said no. But they're heavy Christians. Like he's a preacher, and she's head of like the children's church or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
And
like the
so
ministry type deal.
I feel like if anything ever happened in the house, they would probably just chalk it up as whatever, like nothing normal.
Yeah, super skeptics.
Yeah, I don't believe they'd believe in it, but yeah,
I'm trying to share the links to this because I slacked and didn't do it as soon as we started.
dumbass. That's the
My
gist of my
bad.
house now, which I'm really glad they
cool.
showed up. I'm glad the activity happened again because when we first moved in, it was really nothing, and then in October we had activity, and it was scary because it was new. I didn't know what to do with it. I felt weird. And then we just kind of got used to it. And then the
Right.
night I mentioned the door opened twice. The first time I was like, maybe it was a loose latch. The second time I was like, fuck you, this is for real. And at that point I was like, I was scared and I was kind of annoyed. And I opened the door and I just calmly said, will you please stop? And I closed the door. And after that night for 6 weeks, we had nothing. And after week 3, I was like, fuck, I really wish I wouldn't have asked them to stop because now I kind of miss them being here
Right.
because we was so used to it and now they're gone. But now I'm glad they're back. So it's really cool shit.
That's probably what'll happen a lot. They'll probably be there for a while and then you won't sense anything happening or
I always
see
say
anything
it's like a
happening.
wave where it just
Yeah,
comes in
it
and like
comes in
crashes real
waves.
hard, and then all of a sudden it'll like go back
I
out
think
and then come back.
the weather and like the moon phases and like all that stuff can play a factor because we've done investigations in some weird weather situations at cemeteries. Like there was this dry lightning storm day that we went to a cemetery. First time we'd ever done it at the scariest cemetery in West Michigan, Mouse Cemetery. It's literally like an abandoned cemetery in the middle of the woods. It's really creepy.
I want to go.
I mean, I'd been
Just not
scratched
when
there.
it's 19 degrees outside because that sucked.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, cold
can
weather
only
ones
imagine.
suck. We just did a 40-degree weather one. And
When
it
we
was
were
terrible.
at Eloise, it was
But-
-2,
Yeah,
and that was fucking brutal.
where do y'all live at?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Oh my. Yeah, fuck that. Y'all
Yeah,
can do
when
that.
it's fucking winter, it's fucking brutal here.
Damn, -2.
Yeah, when we went to the 2 cemeteries back in was it
I remember
December?
that day was kind of cold.
Yeah, it was 19 degrees outside.
Was it really that
Yeah,
cold? Oh.
yeah. Jenna caught the Grim Reaper at the Mouse Cemetery. We're pretty sure of it.
It was
Like,
like a 9-foot tall black, like
Mass.
almost like a hooded figure looking mass. And I was
That's
like,
fuck-
what the
that's
fuck?
That's the same thing that I saw in the doors at that.
It probably
ex-girlfriend's
was.
house.
Oh,
It was
shit.
probably the same thing. Yeah, you're right.
I've
There's
always
probably
believed-
thousands of them.
There's a lot of people who've seen that silhouette, that shape, that size. I've always felt like that was some form of demonic entity.
why do
Oh,
I?
I
only
think
get
it
little
is.
fucking
I think it is
girls
for sure.
and like dead fishermen.
I don't know.
And what's crazy is
Fucking Christ.
Jenna's photos actually catch it moving. Like it's in 2 different photos back
Oh,
to back.
Do y'all have them?
Yeah, do y'all have that on like a podcast video thing?
Do you have the pictures you can pull up on the computer?
I should.
We might be able to screen share it because I swear
Fuck
that we
yes.
did it before.
I want to see them so bad.
That's the coolest stuff. I don't know why you get little girls and stuff.
I know it's fucking.
I was gonna make
weird.
like a really dark joke,
That-
but
Yeah.
I've always thought that was really weird too.
Or we caught
Maybe-
that other picture. with,
actually,
like,
I
the
know
fucking
exactly why.
silhouette.
Is this it?
everyone who ever meets you, of all my friends, say you're amazing with kids, and that's probably why.
That's fucking weird.
You're really good with kids.
I know.
You
That's
enjoy
the
hanging
one.
out with kids. You like a big
Your
fucking
daughter
kid.
loves me, and it's great.
So that's probably why they made
Show
me
them
feel
the one
comfortable
where
around you.
there's the figure by the fence.
Okay,
too.
I'll show you this one first because
This isn't the shadow figure, but it's like you can see like a silhouette of a person hanging out by the fence in the tree.
Oh shoot.
Waiting
Uh,
for.
Are they gonna pop it up on their little thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yours-
we'll share it on
You
the
got yours
screen.
full screened.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able to see it.
All right.
How long have y'all been
Let's
doing
do
the podcast?
3 years.
How did y'all meet?
Nice.
We played hockey together right when we got into college.
Should have
and
just.
then-
I should have just like. Let me guess.
Yeah.
What the fuck you used to do.
All right. Can you see?
That's why. That's why we get along so well.
So cliche for him to say hockey. So funny though.
I played hockey. Is that cliche?
No, because you're
Yeah,
from the
it might be.
south.
Yeah.
I'm from the north. Holy shit! Wow, that's super fucking cool.
Oh,
That's clearly something, and it's not supposed to
Oh.
be there. That bitch looks like a giant monkey, but in small. I couldn't see
No.
him big.
Do y'all have actual cameras that y'all use? 'Cause
Yeah, we
used our
use like
phones.
Is
like
this-
And their shit.
DLS cameras, and then
Oh,
we use our
okay.
phones too. This was caught in my iPhone.
I don't know
Okay.
if it's. Is it showing
always-
the picture at all?
It was, and then it went black when you pushed a button.
Yeah. Did you minimize it?
What did you do?
I thought he made it big. I could see something. I swear I saw 2 hands
Yeah,
and
that.
like a cloak.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And
Oh,
a face.
That's
Wow.
one
That's
of
a-
them.
Do you see
Dude,
it?
fuck that.
Yeah,
that
that was
face?
that was
Oh my
when we were all
God.
taking a break too. We were
Dude, I
like,
would
"All right, let's
shit
go back in the
myself
parking
so
lot."
hard.
Even if that wasn't the Grim Reaper,
see the
because it has so
hand?
much facial.
You see how
Yeah.
clear that hand is?
Yeah. I mean, I can see its fucking face though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Like,
say you can see
that's
like the whole like
distinctive as
body and
fuck.
everything. Get out of here, cat.
Oh my god.
That's the coolest piece of evidence. I've
Yes,
ever seen.
that's amazing.
And there's still
I wanna
more
jerk
from the
off the
same
guy that was
investigation.
around when
There's
that photo
so
was
much
taken.
more. Oh my god. Here, I might just have to. Am I still sharing my screen with y'all?
He went black again.
Yeah, but it's black.
All right.
Are you screen sharing or
No, my
window
face
sharing?
is not visible.
I don't even know what you're doing at this point, Riley.
I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to find the shadow
Oh
figure.
my god, your cat.
How do I spin this?
Spin it. Here, let me mute you first. Cause yeah, there you go.
Cat.
How are you trying to spin it?
Turn the sound off the top right.
Like this.
What the fuck is happening right now?
All right. So this is the shadow figure. Gotta keep pressing the wrong friggin' buttons.
That's cool. We got all night.
And do the
All right.
entire screen, or that works too.
All right.
That was a bug.
You see it?
That was a bug on a
Oh
rug.
no! Look in the middle. Look in the middle.
Watch
Yeah,
it
so it's
move.
not there, and then the next frame it's there, and then the
Oh,
next
yeah.
frame it's in the middle, and it's even.
Bro, we need to
darker.
go to Michigan.
Maybe. Where was this at? Was this the graveyard?
Yeah, there's that Mouth Cemetery.
I've
Yeah.
always been
We've also
super
caught-
curious.
That was y'all's podcast. What, about a month ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
always
we've
been
been there
super
like
curious
3 times too
if-
now.
Ah,
if
okay.
spirits could even be in cemeteries, because like I've always felt like maybe they're not even there, like because the only people that go to cemeteries is obviously the people who are mourning the dead bodies.
Yeah,
But I've always been curious as if if ghosts can actually be in cemeteries, or what would be in the cemetery.
I mean, I feel like this one is a little bit different too, because they have like this stump that has a bunch of offerings that are like just random little trinkets and things like that people just bring to the cemetery and leave to like appease their spirits there or whatnot.
Yeah.
And every single time that
No.
we've ever put stuff on that little like the stump that's right there, our devices have all gone fucking insane. Like we'll get like spikes on our EMFs that go to the red, and then we have the ones that count in milligauss and whatnot. And we had a milligauss spike that was like over 30, and that's more than what like like your electrical outlets are supposed to put out and shit like that. And then it's in the middle of the woods too, so there's no reason for it to do that. And then when we use our spirit box there too, we've
It's
caught
crazy.
yeah, we've caught voices that are
Insane.
like run multiple times back to back, where it's like run, and
How
like
old
should we
are
be
those
afraid?
headstones?
Yeah, how old is the cemetery?
It's a
the
Native
cemetery
American
dates
burial
back
ground.
to
Oh,
the
fucking
1600s.
Christ.
That's people probably
Man.
were buried alive,
You ain't lying.
and
Yeah, there was an Indian tribe that
that killed off a whole nother tribe that lived
they
in
poisoned the
area.
water supply.
so it's dark.
Yeah,
land.
Yeah.
it's very creepy there.
Because
Like,
you know,
very-
you say that, but the picture of what y'all called the Grim Reaper honestly
Yeah.
looked like someone would be sitting on a stump,
right?
like you would imagine a Native American sitting, in a weird way.
Yeah, and like when
That's
we
pretty fucking cool.
we
That is
first
pretty cool.
pulled up there, not even 2 minutes out of the car for the first investigation we did there, we heard this blood curdling
Oh my
woman
god, dude! It
scream.
sounded like a woman got murdered in the cemetery as soon as we pulled up. It was
That was
so-
probably an animal, though.
I don't know. It seriously sounded like a middle-aged
Screech owl.
woman just screaming, and it was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
One time I was inside and I heard a little girl screaming at night in my neighborhood where I used to live.
Mm.
And I was playing my video game, so I had my headset on and I could hear it, and I thought I was just hearing things for a while, and then I took my headphones off, trying to figure out what the fuck I was hearing, and I was hearing a little girl screaming, and I was like, somebody's kidnapping a little fucking girl right now. It's like 11 at night.
Fuck.
I opened up my door and there's 2 cats fucking or fighting in the street. Dude, they were so loud, and it was the scariest fucking sound. I can't recreate it, but I was like, this needs to stop.
If you
Screech
ever
owls
want to
sound
hear
like
a
that,
really
too.
fucked up sound, look up 2 koala bears fighting.
Oh my
I was
god!
gonna say fucking. That's what goes bump in the night. 2 koala bears fucking.
It's fucking terrifying though. They
It is
sound like
kinda-
little demonic fucking like harpies. It's like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh my
I
god.
forgot what I was gonna say. There's a cemetery here. It's called Magnolia Cemetery. It's really, really old. It has a lot of famous people in it, like people that you've read in your history books. And whether it be good shit or bad shit, there's a lot of people that are buried there. But they don't allow investigations. Like they'll kick you out if they find out
That's
you're
the
doing
big
it.
ass one at
Yeah.
Main Street.
And I
That's
want
crazy. A
to.
lot
It's
of
in the
them-
ghetto. It's in the hood, like deep off.
Oh, that's
Dark.
probably why then. Yeah, most of the
But the-
cemeteries out here like welcome it.
Yeah, they're like, what do you guys bring? Like, can I check it out?
Well, that one, fuck,
Yeah, I was
it
like,
goes back to like
you can.
1600s.
The thing is, it's crazy. Is like you can walk around, you can visit because
1700s.
it's such a historical landmark. But if they find out you're like doing any kind of investigation, even in the daytime, they'll kick you out.
Yeah.
And
That's
because I asked that,
crazy.
the first thing I asked is like, can we do an investigation? She's like, well, there's no one here after hours. I was like, well, first you're in the hood. I'm not asking for after hours. I want to be there in the daytime. And she's like, no, we don't allow it. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I really want to do it because there's some really cool places, like
Then-
really cool people that have been buried there.
Church Street has a lot too,
I want to do theirs really bad.
but they don't allow it either, and they close at 4 o'clock,
That's bullshit.
and you
That's
cannot
so
get in there.
early.
Yeah, it's like very historic.
How would they stop us? I've never seen a person there.
There's a 8-foot fence.
No, in the daytime.
Oh, I mean, we could probably do it in the daytime,
There we go. We're gonna attempt that one.
but
There's
Yeah,
another. What's the?
let's do it Friday. Oh, you're working Friday.
What's
Never
the
mind.
fort on the beach?
Fort Gaines?
That one's supposed to be haunted. Like everyone who's ever been there says that crazy shit happens.
And
at
that
this
one we
fort.
can pay to camp in.
And it was.
Oh, that's tight.
What did they do there? What was the historical point of that?
That
fort?
was fuck.
Had something to do about the War of Mobile or some bullshit. The Battle of Mobile
Battle.
Bay.
Yeah, that was it.
Bunch of people
And then it
died.
was also a Revolutionary War port. It dates back then. Whoever the fuck settled with us, I don't remember.
Y'all believe in ghost ships?
Yeah, like we've honestly we've been
Shall
wanting
we?
to cover that for a while.
Yeah, that's something we've talked about before because we had an experience with a ghost ship once.
Like, what is a ghost ship? Because I don't know if I believe in them.
You
'cause I
tell
don't
the
really know what
story
they
you
are.
have.
So when we went to the old Lincoln County Jail, they did the old trick with the Phasma box, and you put headphones on, and then the other part of the group goes to the other end of the hallway. And I guess like they were all asking questions and stuff, and I was blurting out what I heard, and I heard a straight up foghorn. It was just like, and I was like, I've never heard a Phasma box or Spirit box make that sound. So I was like afterwards, I walked up to the person that was curating the event, and I was like, hey, like, I heard a tugboat horn. And she goes, really? There used to be a canal that went right next to this jail, like way back in the day
Literally,
before they
didn't we
stopped
know
it.
the buildings next to the jail had the canal
And the
painted in a
murals and
mural.
everything. Yeah. And she was like, I don't know how to explain that other than, there was a canal and like tugboats would go through there all the time. And I was like, so I heard a phantom sound of a boat that was resonating through there. And I was like, that's fucking crazy.
There's a group of guys I watch on YouTube named his name is Exploring with Josh.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
been doing a bunch of paranormal shit. It's like I don't remember what he calls his dark channel where he does paranormal stuff.
What's
But they
the
did
channel
one of the
called? What is it?
Yeah, we watch it too. I just don't remember the name of it.
They did one of the
TGIF?
jails and they was walking
TGIF?
around.
TFIL.
TFIL. We watch them all the time too.
Oh, I've seen them too. They was walking around the jail with the guy that runs it so he can like give the spiel about all the stuff that's ever went down,
Yep.
the stuff that's been captured. And they played in the video what he called the strongest piece of evidence that was ever recorded in the history of history is what he said, which it really fucking was. The guys were walking on the second floor and there was a room that used to be the cafeteria in this prison. And I can't tell you the name of the prison right now. I'll get Tim to message y'all later. But when they went into the prison, no one was talking and somebody asked a question and then you hear a loud gunshot, like a shotgun.
Damn.
And they were
really?
like, what the fuck was that? And like nobody on the ground should have a shotgun in the building, but it's in the video and it sounds like the shotgun was shot in the room. Like it echoes and everything. It's crazy as fuck. It sounded like a
Damn.
12 gauge shotgun. And that was a phantom sound that lingered in the prison. It's fucking
That's
nuts.
fucking
That's
crazy.
so crazy.
It always
And that's
makes
not
me,
quiet.
No, it always makes me believe that there's a small belief that it's a belief that I slightly believe in, that some spirits aren't actually dead people when we communicate with them. It's actually our timelines overlapping theirs. So
I literally said that when the last conversation we had about this, where I was like, it's just like energy overlapping because like it's just stagnant there.
So someone's alive in the 40s right now, and they're hearing us on accident,
Mm.
and they're like, "Yeah, what the fuck was that?" And they think it's a ghost, but it's actually our energy interfering with their timeline.
Interstellar fourth wall shit.
Which would mean time travel could potentially happen one fucking day in life. Who never knows? I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I've always thought like talking to spirits is like the closest you'll ever get to time travel.
Yeah.
Because you're hearing something that happened before you.
And maybe mediums aren't seeing dead people; they're actually seeing people in the past.
Yeah.
Or the present.
Maybe, or the present, or the future, which is even scarier.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird stuff. It's I don't. It's fucking. Some of it's unexplainable. Some of the stuff that happens in my house I can't explain. Like some of the things that have ever moved I can't explain. The most recent was today. I actually had a receipt in my pocket probably about 3 months ago. I've lost that receipt. I never pulled it out of my pocket, but it never fucking left my pocket. I put the bitch in my pocket in between my phone and my pants leg. Like in between my phone and my leg. I knew the receipt was in there. I still haven't seen the receipt, and I need the fucking receipt because it had a code for a video game. I'm super pissed.
Oh yeah.
It was a waste of $60. I'm really fucking mad about that.
Hell yeah.
But I lost an attachment to my Dremel with the furniture. I've been needing this attachment for a while. And I lost it, and I figured I fucking just misplaced it because like I have all the other attachments. I have
Trevor's
the Dremel.
wallet.
I have all this bullshit that's for the Dremel, but this one attachment was missing forever. And I told Nicole I was going to go clean the shed out. And I found it in the back of the shed on a shelf.
What the fuck?
Underneath my dog's leash. I could understand if the Dremel attachment was in the shed because that makes sense. Sometimes I do work in the shed. But the dog's leash should have never been in the fucking shed. And I don't know how it ended up in the shed with the leash. It's the craziest thing.
That's weird.
Yep. I told her, I was like, I found it. And she was like, where's that? Because she was like, you idiot. You misplaced it. And I was like, well, it was in the shed.
Like, why the fuck would I put it out there?
She made it the face, like, you dumbass. I was like, it was also under this leash. And she was like, how the fuck did that get out there? I'm like, I don't know. Tell me. The dog's inside. I don't fucking know. So
yeah, I'm not gonna go to the shed to get the leash to bring the dog back outside.
Yeah, it's some of the stuff that moves is just weird. And it's annoying. Because like one time my athlete's foot cream moved and like I needed it. And because I believe that like sometimes things and timelines move, I was like, Nicole, somebody in the 40s right now is getting accused of cheating because they want to know who the fuck's Lotrim and Ultra. This is.
Can you explain this?
Whose Lama steals this? You fucking whore. Oh my god.
Mine.
I know one time we were at the Nunica Cemetery and we were getting ready to leave, and I was like, I will leave you guys a gift if you make the REM pod go off. And not even like 30 seconds after that, the REM pod started to go crazy. And I was like, all right, cool. Thanks, guys. It's starting to rain. We're going to leave. So we went back to the car, and I had my wallet in my pocket the entire night, and I knew it was there. And then we got in the car, went home. I woke up the next morning, couldn't find my wallet anywhere. And then I went back to the cemetery the next day. It was just gone. And I was like, well, some fucking like lost soul just got all of my credit cards, debit cards, IDs. Everything is just gone.
Living large in the next dimension now.
Yep.
That's fucking crazy. You didn't leave a gift after you said you would, though.
Nope. I got back in the car and was like, all right, let's go home. I'm fucking tired.
That explains it. I kind of want to test that theory. Like, I want to, like, if we ever had something really intelligent, I would love to do that, but then I'd be like, they might steal something I really fucking need.
The
like,
only intelligent thing we've ever done
Ultra.
was the that little girl at the coffee shop.
Yeah. That one was intelligent. We hear two different things. When he plays that, he says he hears two guys, which is very relevant.
Yeah, I hear two guys, two girls.
I hear I'm done, I'm bored right after I said, all right, let's go to another room, which is also relevant.
No, you weren't in the room when that happened.
Yeah, I was in the video, audio.
No, not that one.
Oh.
No, that was when you went to the bathroom.
Then somebody said they're leaving the room in that audio because I heard it. Swear to God.
Yeah, I think we were going to pack up and go to the...
Both of them are very intelligent and relevant.
Office. Yeah.
I don't know why we hear two different things, though. That's the weirdest thing. Why me and him hear something different.
I can pull it up if y'all want.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. While you're doing that, we'll tell the story about our most recent investigation.
Are you talking about the demon?
Oh, yeah. So it was Good Friday. We decided we were going to go investigate. Nutica Cemetery because
mute it.
it's a pretty
Oh, I can't mute it. Fuck. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
mellow cemetery to go investigate, but usually has stuff going on. And I asked like them to tell us their name, and nothing happened. And then he asked,
And then I was like, should we be afraid or why should we be afraid? And then right as soon as I said the question, like we got an answer on the spirit box. I was like, I'm the devil. And it like we both like clearly heard it and we both heard it the same. And we were like, what the fuck was that?
That's
and then
fucking
we
scary.
played back the audio right away, and we're like, oh my God, the spirit saying it's the devil on Good Friday.
That's scary
Yeah.
shit.
And usually I'm skeptical about the spirit box. Like, oh, that was probably just the radio
And it
coming
separated us because Jenna and Chase thought they seen somebody walking through the cemetery. So they went over there to go see if it was something.
through. Yeah, me and Riley were shatting our pants at what we heard.
Yeah.
The thing about that spirit box, when we was using it, I didn't know anything about it before we bought it, and then we bought it, and I saw it was radio frequency, so that kind of bummed me out because I was like, well, this is definitely going to be a shitload of radio interference. So we went to AM where there's less radio.
That's what we do. We do
especially
AM
at
too.
night.
We took the antenna off.
And we also took the antenna off. So
Mm.
that really phased out like a lot of them, except for like the really,
That's a
really
good
strong
idea.
stations.
Taking the antenna off.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
Our only downfall with doing that is the museum was right next to the bay.
Yes.
So there's just a wide ass open, so you don't even need an antenna to pick anything up right there.
Yeah.
Right.
But it did cut out a lot of it. You can see how like you can notice when you're hearing sounds, and you'll notice like you might hear a sound over of the radio on the specific station. But some of the words that were coming through, I was hearing like the long word over like 9 stations.
Yeah.
And
we usually find that the voices come in between sweeps.
Yes. The only other thing that made me feel weird was we ran that spirit box inside and outside of the church. When we was inside the church, I noticed that we would always I would always notice AM 666. I didn't even know that was a fucking station. But when we was outside, that station never hit again. It was always weird. 660, 670, 680. So yeah, that was really crazy shit.
That's super fucking weird.
Yep. I don't think you can find AM 666 on your car. You need to go try it tonight. You need to see.
66.6?
No, 666.
I think it's still like AM where it goes
in the hundreds.
It goes in the hundreds, but the
By
decimals
tens.
are
I don't think there is a decimal because like there's 1710.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
there's not one.
Not for AM.
Because it's just like we have like 710, 1210, shit like that. There's no point anything.
Yeah, it was weird. And that was only inside the church. 666 popped up, and it just kept coming over and over and over again. And it would always freeze on that spot, and they keep going. But nothing ever came through on that number, neither. I was waiting on it because I was kind of nervous it would.
Yeah, it was weird because like we would get to it, but there would be no noise.
Yeah,
no, it would just be blank.
But some of the words that we heard and that we said out loud, it made me believe that the spirit box is probably 90% reliable, maybe 80. Yep. We use some app. Tim hates the app. He says like 10% reliable. But some of the words that have came through have been the craziest fucking words. It was some shit we found on TikTok. I downloaded it. We used it.
The issue I have with it is don't know anything about it.
Yeah, it was some app made by a dude on the fucking iTunes store.
He's probably got
all the shit we got on it was very intelligent. But it's not enough to hold up as evidence.
Yeah, you can't make this is credible.
We had like this SLS thing that we tried out, and it worked. It honestly did work a little bit.
But it had a paywall and everything else. And we were like, I don't know how I fucking feel about this.
Yeah, I paid for hours.
The paywall.
I think it's probably the same app because this one also has that SLS and it's got the paywall. It's bullshit. But when I first downloaded, this was the night that me and Nicole were like, we're very curious about the house. We knew nothing. Like, we just knew we bought a house. People lived here. We didn't know people died here. We didn't know how many people lived here, what year it was built. None of that shit. And we was asking, like, who are you? And it said grandmother. And we asked, why? Something else. We didn't get any answers. And we said, are you angry? And it said change. So we attributed grandmother to a potential old person who lived here. That's why we started doing an investigation on the house. Change was very relevant to the house being flipped.
Right.
Something else came through. Everything was just calm energy answers, nothing crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't like I'm gonna steal your soul.
Yeah, none of it like that. Made me not believe the app was the day that Nicole went into the house by herself and that I'm gonna fucking do this because I'm brave. And she was walking around the house and she was asking questions all over the fucking house. And we noticed that we never got answers on the app anywhere in the house except for my kid's bedroom.
Oh no.
Fast forward, my kid's bedroom underneath the crawl space. That's where we found the photos. It's the same place
Weird.
where the preacher who came to the house said he felt energy in my kid's closet. The photos were under my kid's closet. So Nicole's walking through the house. She's asking all these questions. No answers. She breaks the plane of my daughter's bedroom door, and it says Joshua, which is my name. And she said she felt fucking scared because it was just weird that it said my name specifically. Like, of all names, you could have said Stephen or Carl or Henry, but it said my name. And she was asking a bunch of questions, and she said, "Who are you?" And it said demon.
Ooh, fuck.
We don't believe
We
there's
haven't
truly
had
a demon in the house because we've never felt anything dark. But then she said something else, and it said portal. So we started to believe that some of the words are kind of fucking stupid.
Right.
And it's not a great app. But other things have been weird because like we was in the coffee shop and we wasn't getting shit on the app. And his buddy busts through the door and says, "Let's go bust some ghosts, motherfuckers." And he's got this Ghostbusters thing. It's like a big joke. And then the app said, "How are you?" As if, "Hello, welcome home." You know, like he literally just came in and it said, "How are you?"
And we also found out it doesn't like my coworker either.
Well, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Why not?
I remember he
That's right. It
it
said
didn't,
something.
it didn't want to talk. That's in here too.
We was asking questions and getting shit. And then he asked questions and it died. It did nothing. Nothing came through. Whatsoever. I forgot all about that.
Yeah. And said that he was gonna have a stroke and shit.
Yeah. I
Oh
remember
fuck.
that. See, that's why I don't believe some of the words through that app.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to have the little device that people have that it's like
The
I don't know who
polter
makes it.
puck or whatever it is. The
Yeah, I've always wanted one, but you can't find them.
Ovulus.
Yeah.
One of
That-
those things.
That dude who used to make Ovulus no longer makes them. He's like
I know. It's crazy.
stopped.
Now like $600 to get one.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking
Freaking
expensive now.
SLS cameras are like $1,200.
If I could figure out how to make one, that'd be great because all
They're
they
not-
ever did was use the technology from those Xbox Connect.
Yeah, the Connects. Yeah.
And I have 2 of the fucking Xbox Connect cameras that I never got rid of.
Our buddy is trying to make one. He's just trying to figure out how to make the
Yeah,
whole-
he's got
the whole-
everything already like done. He just needs to fabricate something to put it all in to be able to carry it around.
Yeah, you need to figure that shit out, Tim.
I know.
Find me the plans.
I have 2
Eventually,
cameras.
Case will get
Figure
it
it
done.
out.
Find me the plans and I'll work on it.
I think you
One of
just
those
need to
3D
have
printers.
That's what
you
he
need-
needs, a 3D printer. Yeah.
I got that.
you just need to have figure out how to make the camera speak to the device that has the
I
fucking
could probably figure that out.
video or whatever.
Didn't Chase pay for that software?
No, there's he got a hacked file or something.
Oh, he
like
ripped
that.
a file from the internet.
Yeah, I can definitely do that then.
We'll have to figure it out and send
See,
you it.
doesn't my cybersecurity shit come in handy?
Yeah, it does.
That's
So
tight.
when y'all are doing some of these investigations, are they like planned by like people who run these places, or y'all just like showing up and they're like
We
abandoned?
just showing
Mostly showing up. The
But-
2 that we did that weren't planned, we went through Ghost Hunts USA, and we went to the Eloise Asylum in Detroit, and then we went to the old Lincoln County Jail. And those were both like other people were allowed to buy tickets and go and shit. Other than that, we're just like, well, fuck it. If we get kicked out, we'll just be like, hey, we're being respectful.
Oh, I got
so
that
don't give
video
us a
up, by the
ticket.
way. Whenever
Is
y'all are
Ghost
ready.
Hunts USA like across America, or is that
Yeah,
like
it's
just
up.
everywhere.
Yeah, they do stuff all over.
No shit. I wonder if they got shit here.
I hope so.
We need to find out.
I
I
think
didn't know
they
this.
do.
I know. I
existed.
really want to do the Oakley Manor, but we can't because we're poor.
Yeah, there's a old as fuck building that's
we're-
like
We just joined like a paranormal society where we got a buddy. He's been on
I don't
our
wanna pay
shows
to join
before,
one, though.
Tommy Tombstone.
Yeah.
But he's helping set up like future investigations for us at
Yeah.
some really freaking cool locations.
The ones down here are super expensive, and I don't want to pay for
there's a
it.
ghost. There's a paranormal group that's down here, and they're really fucking weird. They don't they don't like to answer a lot of questions, and they don't seem like they want to invite new people. Then there's another guy who used to do paranormal investigation. I fucking hate him. He's a dick.
He
doesn't even want to talk to people about paranormal shit. I was gonna ask him if he could make us something, and he was more inclined to just try to tell me to make that shit myself. And I'm like, dude, you literally make this shit and sell it, but you won't make me one and let me pay you cash, like give you fucking money. Like you can charge me double that you know anyone else, just because you don't want to do it. And he wouldn't do that. He's just a fucking weird motherfucker.
What a
They don't want him. Yeah, they don't want people to join them. It's like it makes me believe that maybe the shit that they do is fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they don't want people to know that what they do is fake.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I
Let's
get
just
from
start our
that.
own. Let's see if we at MobyCon. Let's just see if we can get people to join us.
I mean, we
like,
I want to
J&T
see if people would let
Paranormal.
us, like, if we meet people that'll get us like buildings and houses
Yeah.
and all this other crazy shit. Like, I'm not trying to like steal your shit. I just want to like come to your house, tell you your shit's haunted, and tell you you're crazy. One or the other, you know, like
Yep.
that's it. Like you have a gas leak, you're hallucinating. Get that shit fixed right now.
Have a guess. You might want to get that checked out.
You might want to call.
All right, let's see this video because I'm super
All
excited.
right, yeah,
to
it's
see
pulled up.
Is it in audio or is it video?
It's video and audio.
Okay.
It's from our YouTube.
I didn't know which one you had
Yeah.
it on.
Yeah. No, I got rid of the sound.
Oh.
Yeah, whenever y'all are ready, y'all can switch over. I don't know if I can full screen it. Now, that'll be fine.
All right, cool.
Is this the one where it says I'm done, I'm bored?
Yeah.
Or two guys?
We can't hear it.
Oh, you can't. Hold on.
Fucking technology.
When
Right?
it said your camera's almost dead, isn't this like when we first started and you like already had like brand new batteries in it and shit?
Yeah, like we've only been,
remember
we
that.
were going for 20 minutes.
Before you start, the room that in my house that has all this paranormal shit happen, like it's got the pictures, the door is open, it's across the hall from my daughter's room. Daughter's room's heavily active. Like the west end of the house is like the most active. This morning I was laying on the couch and the AC was on 70. And I was laying on the couch watching a YouTube video. It was like 9 a.m. And I felt like I was in a refrigerator, but I was under a blanket.
Weird.
Yeah, I was like, Nicole, what's the fucking AC on? She's like 70. I'm like, I feel like I'm in a goddamn freezer right now. It's cold as
All right.
fuck.
If you can't hear it this time, I'll just put it in private chat and I'll give you the timestamp.
Oh, well, I forgot what I was gonna say. But I accidentally left the recorder on in that room. Like I played it at like 9 at night, and I like forgot to turn off at midnight. And I went to work the next day, and I came back home. Had like 28 hours of audio, and the fucker did not die.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that recorder goes forever.
That's crazy.
That's how we found out how good it is, and it's still got the same batteries in it. We've been using it for like 2 investigations.
Damn.
Yeah,
A little
So-
trooper.
yeah, that fucker, the little engine that could. I don't know why the batteries haven't died yet.
All right, let's try this now. All right, if you can't hear it, I'll send you the timestamp.
Can they hear it?
Oh, can y'all hear it?
Nope.
All right, cool.
Damn.
All right,
Dang.
hold on.
Frosted Flakes.
Son of a fucking bitch. That's some bullshit. All right. It is 6. Sluts. Sarsaparilla. All right. There you go. There's timestamp. You can swap it over if
Go
you need
back to
to.
StreamYard and look.
I still hear I'm done, I'm bored.
See, I don't.
That's all I hear.
I hear 2 guys, 2 girls.
Tim's gay. He's a whore. I think that's what it
Two
said.
guys, one cup.
Two guy, oh God.
Pain Olympics.
Oh,
No.
man.
On
Jars.
TikTok. Dude, on TikTok, there's a guy that puts a jar on the camera. And then,
Oh, then he goes to sit
then he
on
puts
it?
a bigger jar over that jar. And everyone in the comments is like, I can't deal with this.
Oh god. Back it up just her.
Go back to here.
They played it loud and I could hear it again. It
Yeah.
still says I'm done, I'm bored.
Yeah, it sounds like
Wow,
I'm
that's
done.
a-
I'm bored.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's
That's
what
pretty
I'm hearing
clean.
too.
But
I'm
there was
done.
no matter what it said, there was no little children in that building that night.
No, there's not.
It sounds exactly like little girl.
That's
Like,
weird.
that's so creepy, guys. Oh,
And it's
my
a coffee
That's
shop.
weird.
The oldest records online I could find of that building, I think, was like 1935. But we know it was built before that because it's in like old Mobile, where all the buildings have the seal that says the year they were built. Most of them were built between 1850 and 1901.
Yeah.
Historical homes. So the building had to have been there at least in the 1890s. But we don't know historically what the building was before it was a coffee shop, or what it was before it was what it was before a coffee shop. Like, it could have been anything, like a dentist office or a fucking
4813 is the other voice that we got.
hooker
Maybe it was
house.
like a toy store back in the day.
Was there a good voice in that one? Because every time you
No,
played
that's
it,
the one that we could not
You know what I mean?
distinguish at all.
There's a
every
girl
time I
that's
heard it,
there.
it was trash.
Just
Yeah.
like, I'm bored.
Yeah,
And,
it's weird.
It was cool though. I've been battling with wanting to do my house. I know Tim wants to.
I really
He
do.
wants to do it more than he wants to beat his meat.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I want to, just because I live there.
Yeah, you want to fucking find out something you never wanted to know and then be like, well,
Yep.
I live here, so.
Yep. But I don't feel like it would anger him because, like, I don't remember if I mentioned earlier, the witches said that maybe there was a spirit there to protect my daughter
Yeah.
because of a negative attachment to me. When that man visited that night, he said that Janie and August were both lovers of children, not like a weird way. I don't know how to make it great, but like they were great with kids.
They were cool.
That was
with
the
kids.
other guy that
Yeah.
lived in your house.
They love children. Now, the first person who ever lived there, the person who built that, was arrested for CP.
Oh,
which
shit.
is weird because it's the 60s. There's no digital. He was a photographer, so he had like paper CP that
They're
he
like
made.
straight up Polaroids.
Yeah, he produced.
That's really.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Whenever I found the family that I thought these photos were attached to, I found the phone numbers to the children of the original builders. Then I found out one of the children's already passed, so I found her children. And then I spoke to, through text message, the wife of their only son, and she was okay to answer most questions. She finally gave me the name of the man who lived there. But then I was asking, I said, just to make sure that these are the same people that I'm trying to communicate, like I'm trying to get in touch with. We was told that Mr. Jackson was arrested in 1967. She did not respond to that text message, like at all. We was told why. I didn't tell her why. I just said we was told he was arrested. And then she did not respond to that text message whatsoever.
Huh.
Like 2 hours go by, and Nicole had just finished cleaning the photos because we hadn't cleaned them. They had still had the dust from when we found them.
Yeah.
And I sent her a picture of the pictures, and I said, we just finished cleaning them up. This is how they look, so you can see a better picture of the faces. And then she responded immediately to those pictures and said, they're beautiful. Enjoy the history of the home. That's the most bullshit fucking way to end a conversation.
That's a creepy way to end it. Enjoy the
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, fuck
That's
you, bitch.
weird.
Now, it was all more real because she wouldn't answer the question about him being arrested. The original owner, Joyce, her obituary does not mention a husband. The marriage certificates are pretty much gone except for one that's through Ancestry.com. And you have to like dig deep as a motherfucker to get that. And yep, I couldn't find a divorce paper. Couldn't find any history on his name. Nothing.
Just
only reason-
forgotten.
They
He's just
buried his
forgotten.
ass.
Forgotten
The only
man.
reason why we was able to find out who he was because the lady finally told me his name was Shannon Jackson, and I forgot what she said his middle name was. But then we found out that he actually died 4 years after he got out of jail in 2016, the same year
Huh.
that August died. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it
That's
sounds like
weird.
that house has a lot of really
Yeah.
connected history. Like all the past owners being carpenters and stuff. Is like
Yep.
that's really crazy.
At least the past owners were carpenters, and not all the owners becoming child predators, because that would have been a really fucking weird one.
That doesn't sound like a good mix. Doesn't sound like a
would've
good
sucked
mix at
dick,
all.
man.
Come here, kitties.
All
I'm
right,
glad,
boys. Well, I want to say thank you for taking the time and coming out and talking
do
with
this
us.
again
And
soon.
We'll definitely have to do this
I'm
again. Talk about some other stuff. I'm sure we're gonna continue to look for ghosts, and we'll have to hear how your guys' Comic Con thing goes. That sounds
Yeah, how you
super
going,
sick.
David?
Yeah,
We're
I
supposed to be
know I have
doing
more
a,
questions, but I mean, we're already going an hour. It's like 11 o'clock here, and it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, in a few more months, we can do this because I also would have I wanted to ask a lot of questions about your show, and I didn't get into that.
Mm.
So we will definitely have to catch back up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
then
playing
for
like a
sure.
couple weeks or something then, and then
Yeah.
do this again.
We-
Y'all want to do
do
it after? We should be doing that house in Centronell.
We can do after the house in Cincinnati and Mobicon.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
that'll
mean, Mobicon's next week.
All right, cool.
So
Sweet.
we're doing a house from 1865.
That's
Damn.
sick. That's super cool.
It's one of my wife's clients. They should be moving in soon, and we're going to do it as soon as the tenants right now are out.
Yeah.
That's freaking awesome.
I know June 3rd, I'm going on an investigation with the paranormal group that we just got in touch with, and they got access to like a full. I forgot what he said it was, but like it has like an amphitheater.
It's an abandoned amusement park.
Yeah, that's what it was. But they said they have a lot of activity, and like Al Capone used to frequent there and stuff like that. So I was
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm pretty
super cool.
excited about that one.
That's dope.
Road trip.
But
That's super
where can we
dope.
find you guys?
The Facebook, everywhere.
That's what we said. Like, I don't fucking know.
Everywhere. I don't know what we're not
Links
on
are
right
down
now.
there, people. Down there.
We have a TikTok. It's not active.
No,
Now
it's
you
not.
now
Yeah,
you can
we
do our
don't
TikTok.
really activate our TikTok very often.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
There's
we
a
don't
video
follow.
on there, and
Hey,
which
our
is
last video got 1,000 views or something like
Are we
that.
TikTok
ain't even
famous?
We're TikTok famous now, guys. We got over 1,000.
How many
on
followers
one
you got on
video.
TikTok?
I got 60,000 on my TikTok.
I think I have 4.
My dad's TikTok famous. I don't know how to explain it.
No. I got a bunch of videos that popped off for no reason whatsoever.
My dad's got
The
like
bow ones.
50,000
Yeah.
followers.
I don't understand how he does it. He talks
It's
about
crazy.
politics.
That's how he does it.
Yeah.
But that's not what we talk about. I told
Yeah,
him
we're
don't-
like
we can't
politics
do
are
that.
staying out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we deleted all our.
I don't
political
think
shit.
ghosts can legally vote, so we don't need to talk about politics.
They could. That'd be wild. You gotta count all the ghost ballots.
Fuck,
I'm
I
not
mean,
gonna
They
comment.
already do technically, but we're still not gonna get into that.
Nope.
Anyways, it was a great chat with y'all. I can't wait to catch back up.
Heck yeah.
For sure. And remember, folks, keep your ears and eyes open for what really goes.
Bump
Bump
in the
in the
night.
night. Peace. Thanks, guys.
See y'all.
I-